All right, hey gang, we're gonna take what we did yesterday and step it up just a notch by including more steps with it, but the concepts are still the same. So follow along, see if you have any questions, and we'll go from there. So again, this is section 5.3, solving multi-step inequalities. Okay. Now again, as I mentioned yesterday in the last couple of days, treat this inequality just like an equal sign. The only time we don't is one, part of our final answer, and two, when we multiply or divide by a negative, we flip it, okay? So in looking at this equation, I hope that you're already kind of thinking what you should probably do. I'm going to distribute that 2 into the parentheses. And then I'm going to combine like terms. If I'm subtracting 3 from 2, I get -1. And then if I want to get t by itself, I'm going to subtract 4. Do I flip my inequality? Nope. I only do that when I'm multiplying or dividing by a negative. Okay? So now, in order to get t by itself, I want to divide by -1. Now what do you do with your inequality? Well, you're going to flip it. Okay? So as we look here, I'm flipping my inequality, and I get a +5 because a negative divided by negative is a positive there. Okay? Now again, if I go ahead and graph that out, here's my 5. This is less than or equal to. Okay? So if I go back to my original equation and I say, hey, I'm going to use 0. 0 is just a nice, easy number to do lots of calculations with. Let's see what happens. 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So right now I have 4 minus 3 times 0 is 0. So this is really 4. Is that greater than or equal to -1? Just bringing that straight up there. And it is. Okay. So just want to make sure you've got that down there. The next part. A high school drama club is performing a musical in which the proceeds benefit the local charity. Tickets are being sold for $5 each. They also receive donations of $565. If the club wants to raise at least $1,500, how many tickets must they sell to meet or exceed their goal? Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. The slope-intercept form, y equals mx, think here, plus b, would be the best equation we could use for this type of problem. Here's what I'm thinking why. What's the starting point that I should put down here? Okay. And actually, I'm going to flip-flop sides here with this. Maybe I'll write it like this. You'll see why in just a little bit. Okay. So my starting point is the donations. We're going to start with what we received as a donation. So I'm going to put $565 in there. Okay. Now the rate of change, the number of tickets sold, tickets are being sold at $5 each. So I'm going to put this down as the rate of change. Okay. So if I sell 2 tickets, that's $10, 3, 15, so on and so forth. Okay. If the club wants to raise at least $1,500, I'm going to put the $1,500 in for Y. Okay. Now, if we're saying at least, is that less than or equal to, greater than, or greater than or equal to? Well, at least means greater than or equal to. Because if we raise more than that, or exceed that, that would be good. If we raise less than that, that is not good for the story problems. Okay? Now, to finish this off, we should define our variable here before we get the value of x. So x would be the number of tickets sold. Okay. Now from here, what do? Well, we're going to subtract 565 from both sides. So 1,500 minus 500 would be 1,000 minus 65, $935. Okay. And then from there, if I divide through by 5, the number of tickets sold would have to be greater than or equal to 5 goes into 9 once, 5 goes into 43 8 times, 5 goes into 35 7 times. So there would have to be more than 100 or at least 187 tickets sold. Okay. Now again, I'd like to go back and double check my answer there. So if I graph that out, we're looking at 187. Anything greater than or equal to that. So let's plug in 187 into our initial equation. 5 times 187 plus 565, $1,500. There you go. Okay, if I pick 188, it's just going to go up from there. Okay. All right, now what I would do if I were you is I would actually go through numbers 3, 4, 5, and 6 on your own. Take the next 10 minutes or so, work that out, and then I'm actually going to, so pause the video here, and I'm going to go ahead and work this out on my own as well, just with the video. And you don't have to listen to me the whole time. You can just go ahead and wait till, fast forward it. Oh, I got the wrong answer. I should probably go back and look at this again. Okay. So that's what I would do. It'll be a lot quicker, and you can hit the problems that you just struggled with. So again, I'd pause, see what you can do, and then come back and look at the video. All right. So for me, if I'm going to go ahead and solve for x here, I'm probably going to go ahead and subtract 4x from both sides to get the x's to one side. That gives me 2x here, 6x minus 4x, and I might even subtract 11x. Get rid of the 11's here. So this gives me negative 26. Okay. Now, if I'm going to go ahead and divide by 2, do I flip my inequality? No, I don't, because I'm dividing by a positive. So this is negative 13. Now, remember, I would flip this because having the variable on the left-hand side tells you what direction the arrow should be pointing. Okay, so again, I flipped everything there. So at negative 13, are we out here? 10, 11, 12, 13. At negative 13, I know we're off the graph there, we're greater than that, so I can do this right here. Okay, so if I go back and check myself here real quick, picking a number greater than negative 13, I'm going to pick 0. If I go back up here, 4 times 0 is negative 15. 6 times 0 is 0 plus 11, so negative 15 is less than 11. That is true. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense there, how you can graph that out. Looking at number 4, I would probably go ahead and add 2b to both sides. And I'd go ahead and subtract 12 from both sides. So this gives you 5b is greater than 15. Okay. If I go ahead and divide through by 5, b is going to be greater than 3. So if I look here, 3 greater than, I'll pick maybe 10 for b. 3 times 10 is 30, plus 12 is 42. 27 minus 2 times 10 is 20, so 27 minus 20 is 7. Is 42 bigger than 7? It is. Okay. All right. The next one, I would distribute this negative 2 into the parentheses here. Okay. So by doing that, you have 15 is less than or equal to 5. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Negative 2 times 7 is negative 14. Okay. Now from there, 15 is less than or equal to, I'm going to put negative 8m, and I'm going to take 5 minus 14, which is going to be negative 9. Now, if I want to get the negative 8m by itself, I'm going to add 9 to both sides. So this gives you 24. And then from there, I want to divide by negative 8. Now, right now, there should be some bells going off in your mind about what I need to do here. If I'm dividing by a negative, what do? We flip that inequality. Okay, so this gives us this, negative 3. So again, 24 divided by negative 8 is negative 3. I'm going to flip that inequality, and then I have m. Now remember, I'm going to go ahead and switch sides now, m, and I'm going to do it like this, flipping everything, okay? So my answer is going to be this, m is less than or equal to negative 3. Okay, less than or equal to negative 3. Now, as I go back up, I'm going to pick a number here. Let's say negative 5. Okay, so what we have here is 4 times negative 5, which is negative 20. Let's go back up here. So I plugged it in. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20, plus 7, and then we have a negative 2. And okay, so from there, negative 20 plus 7 gives you negative 13. And then negative 2 times negative 3 is a positive 26. And 5 plus 26 is 31. Okay? And the other side of this inequality is this right here. 15 is less than or equal to that. And that is true. 15 is smaller than 31. Okay? So again, just picking out a number, plugging it in, making sure that my, within my range works. Okay? All right. The last one. We've got some distribution that needs to happen here, so I'm going to show that for both of these. Negative 6x plus 24 is greater than or equal to 14x minus 21. Then from there, I would probably add 6x, and I would add 21 to both sides. So this guy's gone, and this guy's gone. So you get 45 is greater than or equal to 20x. Now from there, if you divide through by 20, do I flip my inequality? No, I do not. Okay. 2.25 or 2 1/4. Let me just double check that there. 45 divided by 20. 2.25. Okay. So this is kind of hard here. I'm going to put this in between and go this way. Okay. Now I'm going to pick a number here. Maybe I'll go back to 5. I'll pick 5. 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 times negative 6 is negative 6. So negative 6 is greater than or equal to. 2 times 5 is 10. Minus 3 is 7. And 7 times 7 is 49. Okay. Oh, what did we do wrong here? 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 times... Oh! Look at this. I forgot to flip sides. Again, this is important here, folks. There we go. I should go the other direction. Which is why you check your answers, guys. Boom. All right, well, let's use 0 then. If I use 0, 0 minus 4 is negative 4 times negative 6, which would give you positive 24. Okay. 2 times 0 is 0, minus 3 is negative 3, times 7 is negative 21. And so is 24 greater than or equal to negative 21? It is. Okay. All right, so that's all I have for you guys today. There are I think there's an enrichment worksheet that I want you working on for tomorrow. So hopefully that made sense, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.